Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the internet world. Welcome, welcome to another edition of Golden Independence. Bless up, bless up to all the hustlers, of all the people who are working. You know, I'm so blessed to have time freedom uh, because it's a mindset, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm here to remind you that once you get to the point where it becomes a mindset, you will then be free, right? Took a while. It took a while, right? Because we all don't get there. We all don't get there at the same time, right? And we're not going to get there at the same time. Even as I'm speaking right now, right? I'm speaking about time freedom. Because people talk about time freedom, right? People talk about time freedom, yet they don't even know or understand what time freedom really is, right? They don't understand that time really is money and that everyone, right, including the people who don't even know, they have time. And if you have time, that means you have access to money. And that time is the very thing that you need to free yourself once you know that it is yours, right? Every time we wake up, right, that time belongs to you. And everything outside of you, your own individual uh, shell, the biosuit, if you will, right? Because those of us who have knowledge, we know that we are spirit first and the flesh will fade away. That's what animates this this suit, if you will, in all of its splendor. Whether it's the voice, how you see it, right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, or it sounds strange, attend one funeral, right? Attend a funeral of someone who you've seen walking around, and then observe that same body, right? That same body laying down in that coffin, right? It's not the same, is it? Yeah? Bless up, Caleb. What's happening? Where you hailing from? Oh, okay. Maybe not. Bless up, Caleb. Where you hailing from today? Or maybe you don't have the connectivity. You're going in and out. Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. Like, people, you know what I mean? It's almost like the troll, right? Remember that troll conversation? He was going in and out because his connectivity wasn't strong enough, right? The power of the internet is just that. People can see what it is that we're doing, however, in different capacities. Hey, Caleb Day, you could uh, put where you're from. You know what I mean? Hail up to the audience. You know what I mean? Let people know that this is an international platform. And one question I have for you, Caleb: do you have your BitHarvest account? And if you know about BitHarvest, if you understand BitHarvest or crypto, right? Uh, you know, let me know in the comments. If not, I'll continue. Now, as I was saying about time freedom, right? A lot of people don't understand that they have access to time freedom. However, it's the knowledge of understanding that time, the fact that they wake up every morning, that is the power. That's the key. And every day we negotiate our time for goods and services, right? Regardless, whether you're whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an employee, whether you're self-employed, right? Or you're a business operator. Because you have a lot of business operators out there, right? They don't have time freedom, right? There are some investors out there. They do not have time freedom because they're so glued to their investments. Think of it. They're so worried, right? They're so worried about their investments. They're glued to the screen. Do you want to be that individual? For those who for those who look at the or who have read the Robert Kiyosaki cash flow quadrant with the E and the S, the I and the B, employee and self-employed, and then you have the investor and business. And Robert Kiyosaki saying, yes, you want to be on the I and B, right? Now there are people who are in the I and B, yet these people still do not have the time freedom, right? They don't have time freedom because they're continuously not. I'm not saying all of them, some of them. They have investments. They're in the investment field, right? They may even be a successful business owner or a successful business operator. However, they do not have the time freedom because their mind is consistently, right, on their business and making sure that their business is, you know, is flowing. One thing that this COVID has done has opened up the opportunity, or not the opportunity, but it has shed light that you can be in the I and B quadrant and lose it all, right? Because businesses, a lot of businesses and companies shut down. People who were in business for years, decades. COVID came, wiped that out. I've seen so many companies shut down after decades of success. You probably, some people were probably had investments that were paying dividends, decades of success, and then when COVID came, gone. So now we find ourselves, thinking about, okay, well, I need to be involved with something that is not only recession proof, right? Not only recession proof, not just recession proof, pandemic proof. Yeah. COVID has opened up the curtains to what opportunities are going to be pandemic proof. Because if it's pandemic proof, it will automatically be recession proof. And Bitcoin has proven to be one of those entities, right? That is not only recession proof, it is pandemic proof. Because if you got involved with Bitcoin and was able, meaning if you were able to accumulate, you know, I'll say even 50 Bitcoin and held on to it and just held on to it, right? During the COVID era, just 50 Bitcoin, think of it, 50 Bitcoin, just 50. If you have 50 Bitcoin and you held on to it during the COVID time, if you lost your job, your all your other investments, or your business opportunities, I bet you that your Bitcoin saved your life. And we don't even have to go to the 50,000. Let's go at 20,000. 20, and if you was to liquidate just half of the 20,000, ladies and gentlemen, 25 tokens at 20,000. At 20,000, that alone would have gotten anyone through the pandemic. Just liquidating 20 tokens during the COVID, during the COVID period, during those three during the 3 year period that COVID was taking place, right? People survived. Probably so. If you had Bitcoin, you not only did you survive, you thrived. You thrived. Yeah, you thrived in COVID. If you had crypto, especially if you were involved with crypto, right? The crypto community was thriving during the pandemic. And what Bitcoin has shown is that if you hold on and stand the test of time, yeah, Bitcoin will reward you. Well, BitHarvest, ladies and gentlemen, BitHarvest is an opportunity that will reward those who position themselves accordingly. Because BitHarvest is going to be the first of many. However, for now, it's none like it, and they're growing, they they're getting strong partnerships. Strong partnerships are developing. And if you want to know more about those strong partnerships, for those who are watching right now, check your back office. That's if you are already involved, if you signed up, because the information is in the back office, right, of the partnerships that BitHarvest is taking place. This is why I'm doing these lives right now, because I'm so psyched, right, as to what's happening. Check your back office, ladies and gentlemen, right? For those who have already positioned themselves and signed up and got, in your mind and your tokens, uh, check out the link, right? Check out the video. It's not that long, right? It's about the length of, it's less than it's less than a Netflix series, right? Just just so you can get a sense and feel of what of how BitHarvest is not going to be a fly by night uh, opportunity. And they are letting you know early on that they are here for the people, just like how Bitcoin is here for the people. Bitcoin is for everybody. It's not just for the rich. Although the rich are starting to move a lot faster than those without money. But the people who don't have, who are not millionaires, they're not moving because they don't have the mindset. They don't have the mindset, ladies and gentlemen. And And that's a shame. However, for those of us who are positioned and do have the knowledge, consider yourselves extremely fortunate because we will be a part of the 1% in the future. Because this next wave, right? Because the next wave of millionaires, I'm telling you, it's going to be Satoshis. The next millionaire and the next millionaires and billionaires are going to be in Satoshis. Because when one Satoshi equals $1, oh my goodness, when one Satoshi equals $1, it's gonna feel like, you're gonna say to yourself, like, what? How could this be? How? And then and then watch this. But after 8 years, right? But after 8 years, your daily, what you're mining daily, right? It's gonna be like something in the tens of thousands per day. The satoshis, because people won't be able to afford one whole Bitcoin. Because once Bitcoin starts to go in the millions, like 10 million per Bitcoin, right? When it starts doing that, 100 million for one Bitcoin, right? 100 million for one Bitcoin. All those crazy numbers. You see what I'm saying? That hockey stick, 100 million, and that's still small. Check my catalog. Check my catalog. Check my videos. Check the shorts, in particular, the shorts where you have people studying this stuff, and they're saying like, "Look, man, 100 million is nothing." Now, I'm not talking about tomorrow, right? I'm not talking about next year or the next 5 years. I'm talking about um, in the next 20, 30 years. That's still a long time from now, ladies and gentlemen. We're living in an era, right, where the people who are, think of it, the people who are in the 60s and 70s now, right, they potentially have another 20 or 30 years left of life. And that's for the people, right? So that means, right? That's our mothers and our fathers potentially have another 20 years of life, potentially. And before the technology and medical advancements there are, that means that our generation has have the opportunity to surpass 100. We have that opportunity, right? And to be in good standing at 100, or in our 90s. We have the opportunity to be in good standing and in good health well in our 80s and 90s, which means we will see, God willing, we will see Bitcoin at these astronomical numbers. And if you have positioned yourself in an opportunity like BitHarvest, right, you would have access to be able to sustain your lifestyle and your living in your later years, right? To get you to the 90, right? To get you to that 90. In other words, the final quarter in life. We're still in the second quarter of life, ladies and gentlemen. This is still the second quarter. This is second quarter right now. We haven't reached third quarter, right? We haven't reached third quarter yet. The third quarter is coming for us, but it's not here yet. We're in the second quarter of our stage of life, which means we have to do what we need to do now to position ourselves so that when we get to that so-called retirement age, we won't need the pension. We won't need the pension. We'll say we could tell the government keep it. Don't even need it, right? Or even if they do, right? Or even if you are able to do it, if you are positioned, if you're positioned in an opportunity like BitHarvest, right? If you're positioned, you could say, hey, well, hey, I'll just take what it is I need and convert everything into the mining farm. Might as well. Why? Because all of that, whatever you put in, you'll get it back, right? Because think of it, you acquire a BitBooster one time, a one-time purchase, whether it's $100 or $1,000, right? Just to start out. After 3 months, after 3 months, you would have earned, you would have gotten your initial investment back after 3 months. Well, how many months is it in a year? Is it not 12? So you have the rest of the year is all profit. The rest of the year. So consider this. You'll make $1,000 for another, for the rest of the year, or every 3 months. So it's for the 4 quarters, right? So you did 1 quarter, so you got three more. So that's $1,000, right? It's $1,000 every quarter. So at the end of the year, you would have earned or accumulated 3 grand. Uh-oh. Uh, Come on. Like I said, it's numbers. It's math, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about mathematics. That's it. One time purchase. However, at the end of the year, you would have accumulated $4,000 minus your initial investment, which would be three. But guess what? If Bitcoin starts going up, and let's say you had the one bit booster, like a full bit booster, and you did nothing, and you just let it accumulate. You didn't reinvest or anything. Bitcoin starts going up, the the value of those satoshis go up. So watch this. So if we do a 10x move in the 18 months, right? If Bitcoin goes 10x, and you reach four grand, that 4,000, right? That 4,000 in the following 6 months, right? After the 18-month halving and things like that. Because remember, we're just after the halving, and the halving, Bitcoin really does well, goes ballistic after 18 months. So let's do some numbers, shall we? So after a year, let's just say, you know, you have 4,000, and you're just leaving it. You're just leaving it. 6 months, and then within these 6 months, or just after these 6 months, Bitcoin does this parabolic move, right? And starts to go 10x. Well, guess what? Your 4,000 now becomes 40. But wait a minute. What if it does 100x? 100x move in the third year. In the third year. Well, now you're 4 grand from one booster. I'm only talking about one booster. Your 4 grand now turns into 400. Right? But guess what? That's something that you get. See, this is why it's called bit harvest, because it's just like when uh, if you're a farmer and you're sowing seed, you have to allow the seed to grow, to do its thing, to produce the fruit or the vegetable, right? All of that takes time before you can harvest it. The conditions have to be right. All of that. Well, the same principle applies with BitHarvest, right? If it's 2024 now, if you come in 2025, you're not going to benefit the same way how I benefit, right? You're not. You're not going to benefit the same way how I benefit, how I have benefited from BitHarvest by coming in at 2024. So if you want to come in 2027 just because because everybody else is, oh wow, look, I'm making, oh wow, got 400,000 in my account and this amount of satoshis. But guess what? You're not going to be able to get those satoshis because the value of the satoshis is increasing because it's depreciating against the dollar. So just like how you can't get a Bitcoin for $50 anymore, one whole Bitcoin, you can't get one whole Bitcoin for $50 anymore. You can't get Bitcoin for $500 anymore. You can't get one Bitcoin for 5 grand anymore. You can't get Bitcoin for $5 anymore. You can't mine Bitcoin from your computer or laptop when it was at 50 cents anymore, or even 5 cents. You can't do it. The same thing is going to be for the Satoshis. Same thing is going to be. The amount of Satoshis that I'm mining, that I'm mining on a daily basis, you're gonna need that cheddar. You're gonna need the cheddar. And if you are an amateur to crypto, and I'm telling you about this opportunity, or you may have heard about the opportunity, you won't even have a clue how to get involved, although it's only $1,000, but it'll be $1,000 in crypto. So while I'm telling you that, yeah, it's just $1,000, it's not $1,000 of your fiat money. And by then you would need the BitHarvest token, which means that you have to go to an exchange. And if you don't know how to operate an exchange, then you know you then that individual's going to miss out too. You see, like every day. That listen, that's what I'm saying. Be careful who you share this information with. They have to be, you know what I mean? Listen, that the last video, that a so-called developer was riding my Johnson. No diddy. A so-called developer was riding my Johnson about BitHarvest and trying to shit on it because he couldn't get access to it. See, if he was an intelligent developer, if he was an intelligent developer, he would have welcomed the BitHarvest opportunity because it's open source. He could use the BitHarvest network, right? He could utilize the BitHarvest network for his own platform, but because it's decentralized, it's open source. It's not a centralized opportunity. If he was a serious developer, right? But he's just like all the rest of them, trying to scam people and get fast money. But what's written? A fool and his money will soon depart. So you may acquire it, but it will soon leave from you because you're getting it in a foolish way. You know, fast money does not stay, doesn't stay long. BitHarvest is the best name for this opportunity, this platform, right? For this time around, because That's precisely what we're doing. We're seeding. See, we're at the seeding stage right now. So year one, we're seeding. Year two, we're gonna be, you know, you gotta water. We gotta do the watering. Year three, you gotta let the sun get to it, right? On the fourth year, just just let the elements. You give it time. Time is the final component. And after that fourth year, which will be the next halving cycle, that's when you see this is why I said after the next halving cycle, 4 years from now. Not it won't be this halving cycle that we're going to reap the benefits. It'll be after the next 4 years in regards to BitHarvest. This is why BitHarvest coming out in this time it's going to be one of those things where whoever was talking about it at its inception is going to be the new individual on everybody's podcast. Just like how you have certain people where you're like, where's this guy? And then, how this guy come about or whatever, whatever. And his come about because he got in, or these people come about speaking about Bitcoin, right? That are being interviewed because they acquired Bitcoin at a certain year, i.e., mainly 2012 or even before 2012, right? So when you see these people being interviewed about Bitcoin and they're doing well, more than likely they acquired quite a bit of it during before 2012 or in the year of 2012, right? So regarding the Satoshi, right, and cloud mining and things like that, before it even becomes popular, because they're barely talking about it right now. I mean, it's there as a topic for those who are already in the know, right? They're just talking about cloud mining. We are actually doing it with BitHarvest, and it's the community, it's the Bitcoin's community's best kept secret. It's the community's best kept secret. Real talk. BitHarvest is Bitcoin's best kept secret. However, soon, not tomorrow, not next week, mm-mm, not next week, not next month, not 3 months from now, later, yet soon. Do your research. You like the noise? You like my music in the background? Yeah. That's the sound of the haters and the trolls. Hmm. Yeah, Zaza, you were right to retract that message because that was on some Diddy stuff. I think you've been watching too much of that Diddy interaction. Yeah, man, you gotta stay away from that Diddy stuff, yo. Talking all that mess. Unless you're the same troll, just with a different account. which is cool too, because it just goes to show, right? Look, see, crickets. You're just proving my point. Signing in and out different accounts. You're just proving my point. Comment on the live, doing this, doing it. I mean, this is not my first rodeo. I know about different accounts, and you sound the same. That's how I know. That's how I could tell. But it's no matter because this is all being documented. This is about my journey, documenting my journey. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this for the likes. I'm not, I'm not even doing it for subscribers. Because when BitHarvest, man, when BitHarvest is not going to be popular until 2030. For real. BitHarvest is not going to really catch on until 2030. Watch. Watch. Yeah. And that's with AI and everything blasting. 2030 is when BitHarvest really starts to take off. And then you're gonna see your boy in a whole different spectrum. Like, the energy, my energy is gonna be different again, right? On a higher level, still, you're gonna be saying, "Man, I can't believe this guy's still talking about BitHarvest." Yes, why? Because BitHarvest is connected to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is forever. Bitcoin is gonna be around until forever, until we pass away. We're not gonna see the last Bitcoin come out, ladies and gentlemen. We are not, meaning, my generation is not even my son. Think of it. Not even my son or my children. They're not going to see Bitcoin. The last Bitcoin being mine. Think about that for a minute. See, this is, look, having this information, having this knowledge. When my children come of age, it's gonna be an easy play. Look, put your money straight into BitHarvest one time, and they would already be in the world of, oh, let me do this, let me up, 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 up. They're already into the digital world anyway. They're not gonna know credit cards. They're not gonna know checks and ATMs. They're not gonna know this stuff. It's gonna be foreign to them. I mean, we're already going contactless. Think of it. We're already going contactless. And yet, yeah, we got Trump on the horizon, looking, you know, we have the US uh, looking to do, what is it? Yes, the Bitcoin Act. So you have the US with the Bitcoin Act. You have uh, countries looking at cryptocurrency to do trade, or looking at Bitcoin to do global trade. That's being talked about. That's being discussed. It's being happening, even amongst the BRICS nations. Governments are looking at Bitcoin. Sovereign wealth funds are looking at Bitcoin. Do your research. Do your research. Do your research, please, people. Because guess what? I don't need a whole 1,000 people to be watching this. As long as I change one person's life, which I already know that I have, and that's cool. And with those who already signed up, we know, my team, bless up my team, right? For those who are already positioned themselves and still accumulating and inviting people, I see you. I see you guys growing. You guys are growing, right? And I want to encourage you guys, most definitely, right? Want to encourage you guys. Keep up the good work, because clearly you're inviting people, right? And you're helping a whole uh, uh, a whole generation, an, another individual's legacy. You are helping to save. You are saving another individual's legacy. Legacy. That's major. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. Because to be a part of BitHarvest takes a special individual. Because not anybody can get involved. No, like I said, number one, you gotta be invited. You gotta be invited, number one, and then you need to know how to maneuver in in the space. It's no easy task. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. If you know how to move in the crypto world, you have a high skill set. It's a high skill set. And in the future, people are going to pay. Mhm. People are going to pay for what we already have, i.e., the knowledge. We already have the knowledge as to how to move, how to maneuver. People are going to pay others to, yeah, just sign me up. What you need? What you need me to do? Because especially if you tell them it's a set it and forget it type of deal. Like you could, you know what I mean? We like people like us, we could charge $1,000. It's a one-time payment, one-time consultation, $1,000 one-time consultation for the average person. And you could break it down in tiers if you want to, depending on who's asking, right? You could break it down. The lowest is 500 because it won't take you long to set the individual up. But once it's done, it'll be done. You set the individual up with their account, and you're generating passive income by positioning people in BitHarvest. Because people are not gonna, the average person is not gonna have the time to go to an exchange to get the BitHarvest token. They just know that, hey, I want to do this. Can you set it up for me? I heard it's a set it and forget it thing. Can't look, I'll pay you. It's gonna come out of their mouths. I'll pay you to do it because I see you doing it, and look, I just want it done. That's where the opportunity is gonna be. Cash. That look, that see, and this is why we don't fret over money, because time is on our side. Yes, it is. All we need is time, baby. Thanks for tuning in. Keep stacking those sats. Keep having those conversations with people who are worthy, right? We're not sharing our jewels with swine here, right? We're not doing that. We're not casting our pearls to swine. Yeah, we're not doing that at all on any level. However, but we are having conversations with people who we feel are worthy of our time, because time is the major asset, and that is what's backing Bitcoin as well as BitHarvest. Time. And everyone has access to time, yet everyone is not knowledgeable about time and how powerful we already are because we have breath and the ability to be aware. Hmm? Yeah. It's a wonderful time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. This I must say. Because right now, right, somewhere, someone is living somebody else's life, living somebody else's dream. Somebody's actually working right now where we have time freedom. Yeah? We have time freedom. Somebody's working right now, doing the night shift. We're going to continue stacking sats. Take care, everybody. Brasa. Peace.